Sven seems equal parts satisfied he got his way, and, well, by the way he's looking around, I can tell he's also a bit apprehensive about the whole situation. But he's never been on an adventure before, so that must be it. I decide to take some pressure off by adding a little chat to the air. So, Todd should be coming along any time now. He's always saying he's off getting a moonstone, but, he never is. So he'll be back soon, is all I'm really saying. Sven looks at me and gestures as if to ask, what's a moonstone? Oh, it's something Todd has been looking for me for a while. I've wanted one for Sabrina as a gift when I return, so she has something to... Well, there's a few reasons for it, actually. She's got this stone necklace from Wolfram. Well, you know about that. So first, I'd like to replace that, but also moonstone with the right intention. Some say it's purifying. And that's, it's helpful for processing difficult emotions. With stress comes an unstable mind, Sven. And, intuition and empathy take years to develop. But with the right help, perhaps we can all be a little more patient and inspire each other, take care of each other, that sort of thing. It's not long before Todd finally joins us. It's about time. Let's get on with your bat self, Todd. Ah, yes. And where are we headed today? A little day trip fun? Does it matter? You've come with me everywhere before, Todd. Why ask questions now? Hold on. I'm confused. Didn't you speak with Denise? Are we not laying low here? The Shard is a no-go. But there's somewhere else Wolfram will never go. The bottom of the world. We can stay there. Wait, who is we? Whoa. Are we stealing this child, Frida? Sven is looking back and forth between us. Oh, please, I'm not stealing. If anything, I'm borrowing. And, honestly, I'd be incredibly surprised if even after a month, Denise notices her son is gone. I hear a whimper from Sven. That was not the right thing to say. Now look, Todd, let's just get out of here, okay? Oh, Frida, please help me out here. I'm trying to understand. I want to be sensitive to the fact that you are clearly displacing whatever it is, whatever you've been holding on to, your guilt, your shame, your love for your daughter, Sabrina. Shame? You misunderstand me, Todd. I have no shame. Why should I have shame? I made a conscious decision to leave Sabrina, temporarily, where she would be safe. Just as I am now making a conscious decision to take Sven. So tell me again, the logic here? Because the reason you couldn't take Sabrina was the dangerous journey, but now you can take Sven on one that is perhaps even more dangerous? Your head's not even on straight, Frida. And you know what? This is on me, just for trying to psychoanalyze the psycho. How dare you talk to me this way, Todd? I may be on the run, but I am still your queen. What? Todd shakes his head in disbelief. You can't have it both ways, Frida. Denounce the crown and continue to benefit from the title? Unless you're planning on keeping that title. Is that what you think of me, Todd? That it's been on my aim this whole time to overthrow Wolfram for my own gain? Tell me, Todd. How long have you felt this way? Todd holds up his hands in a little defensive stance. Frida, I don't know what you're on about. How didn't I see this before? I'm clearly not on Wolfram's side. He starts backing away from me. And who else have you been calling me psycho to? I come closer. Is that what you told the Duke so he wouldn't compromise with me? Frida, please. And is that why the moths keep sending me on these wild goose chases? Frida, I've only been here this entire time as a friend and to help you. I'm sure that's exactly what you wanted me to think. And I did, Todd. I ate it right up. But not anymore. Sven, let's go. I take his hand and start speed walking. I will not let you stop us, Todd. Frida, you can't even take care of yourself in this state, much less a child. He's keeping pace right after us, his cape swishing loudly behind him. You wouldn't even be able to take care of Sabrina right now if you were reunited. You need a break, Frida. You can't keep pushing yourself like this. Yes, a break, Todd. Just stay here, right? Where my traitor sister and my traitor best friend have already probably given me up. Fuck, Frida. You've really lost it. You're not fit to be a mother. You have lost it, Todd. I'm not even looking back at him. Sven starts crying. Frida, I'm taking Sven back to his mother. He starts to pull Sven away from me. No! I put a void in him. I had to stop him. Stop him from stopping us. Stop him from giving us up. As I lower my hand, Todd collapses. But the look in his eyes right before he does shows me I was wrong. The look. It was equal parts deep hurt and pure compassion. Oh no. I fall to my knees, and out of Todd's cape tumbles something. I pick it up. Moonstone.
Покайся богам, пацан, ведь во всем виноват ты сам. Похоже, ты влип, пацан, и расхлебывать будешь сам. И расхлебывать будешь сам. Боги не услышат твоих слов. Их защиты не ищи ты.
Oh, you had better believe I'm looking up if 5e clerics can learn teleportation spells at this stage, because that is, like, on the table.
You just like, yeah, this campaign was a lot of fun, but I don't really need the rest of you. I'm an untouchable god. Bye.
Do y'all ever think about how good hot chocolate is?
Hot chocolate is good. I don't think about it often, but when I do, oh, it's good. Had a good, like, rich hot chocolate with some vegan marshmallows in it recently. Oh.
All right, you thirsty nerds, are you ready to play Dungeons and or Dragons?
Sure, I'll finish learning about teleport spells while you talk.
Yeah, no, you take your time, Laura, because actually I'm going to start with Clear, because she just gained so many levels.
Sucker! Why?
What do you expect, Chris? You did
Alright.
a thing.
You did some bullshit. You need to have consequences.
Why can't we just do it tomorrow or next week?
Chris, if you want to have an easy time, don't make such bold decisions. Just hang out in the back and be like, oh, is it time to fight? If
For
not,
real. Just be like, I'm petting animals. It's great.
It's been working for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to pet animals, and I don't have to talk first.
You're the one who decided to be the voice of a generation, Chris.
I don't think anyone wants to parrot my voice.
But so sorcerer levels are actually pretty boring. Is there anything you want to highlight? Are you just really good at magic now, and there's not really anything specific you want to go into, or one or two things to point out?
So, I gained 7 levels, so there's a lot of levels in there. You kind of said it, though. Sorcerer levels are mostly you got another spell. So I have a lot more spells. I have now a 7th level spell slot.
Oh, fuck.
Up to a 7th level spell slot, I should say. So I have Power Word Pain, which is basically I point at somebody, and if they just don't have enough health, they just start convulsing in agony.
Oh,
And I was
no. I don't like that.
that one seems kind of dope to have. I also have mental prison, so I've got some Naruto Genjutsu shit going on, so that's kind of dope.
Remember at the start of the season when everyone was like, Claire's a child, too innocent, too pure, can't have them being around crimes and things.
Power word pain.
Yeah, and then I took Dominate Person as well, so if people won't do what I asked them to, I'll just make them do it with mind control.
Clear is so relatable because I was 10 when my mom left, and then I immediately became metal, and I was just like really into just the darkest shit. I watched every horror movie I could get my hands on, like really greasy old Italian shit that like people should not be watching as adults, let alone 10-year-olds.
You would have taken Power Word Pain if you could take the spells at that level.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I actually will get like the next part of my royal bloodline stuff if Clear survives until her next level. But generally speaking, yeah, it's a whole lot of spells now.
So where we left Clear, she had blinked back into the material world, leaving behind the spirit of Amy in the gray, although she doesn't remember that because part of the process of becoming a martyr is losing your short-term memory. Specifically, this is like an out-of-universe thing, is I don't want to incentivize self-harm, although that unfortunately did happen. But the idea is that no one will ever think to do that in the future.
In a way, Clear is actually at her happiest at the current moment because she's returned from kind of having a consciousness to the situation, and Amy, it looks like, has finally done something on this mission.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm going to refer to the character who accompanies you for the rest of this journey as Belle out of character, even though we all know that Clear will call her Amy in character.
We can't call her Amy or Whammy.
I don't think we're going to call her Whammy.
I'm going to call her Whammy now.
Okay. It's funny you say that the Clear is the happiest she's been in a while, because I was definitely thinking that like she will never again enjoy reading or pancakes. But besides that, it's all coming up Clear. She's awesome now.
She's got exactly what she wants. Now the ramifications of which will still kind of slowly hit her over her lifetime. But right now, fucking, it's like I have 2 knives. That seems pretty cool. Actually, I gave one away, but like metaphorically, 2 knife energy.
Yeah, she does have 2 knife energy. So the scene is you pop back onto the layer you were on, this metal planet stretching in every direction. Ahead of you, Belle Wolfram has Amy's dagger, turns back and sees you and freezes up because for a moment she's like, oh shit, here comes Clear to try to get my daughter's body back. Time to fight. And then you're just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, sweet, you found the hole. Good job.
And so after a moment of seeing if this is like some kind of trick, she's like standing very still, waiting for the shoe to drop, and it doesn't. She's like, yeah, yep, well, here it is, ready to go. Everything good?
Yeah, I'm glad you, good work. Are you, you don't look like you're blinking as much, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, she like touches her arm and is like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty solid. I think we should stay out of the gray, though. That's dangerous. I think everything's good here, and we should stay here.
Well, we wouldn't want to go back there unless we need to,
No. Bad. I'm so glad we're here now. You're looking very energetic and happy. Very good.
I'm fine. I want to get to the bottom, so let's not waste time.
Oh, yeah. We have to get to the bottom and get whatever this is so we can kill the God King. Our Father.
Yeah. It's easy, though, for Clear in her mind to write this off because she's like, Amy has been fucking weird as shit, though, since she went off into the desert. So,
absolutely.
In her mind, she's like, yeah, it's just my normal crazy sister.
Yeah, she's been like half sharing her body with this person for days now anyway. It's not even that much of a change from the like losing control and blinking and seeming to forget where she is in certain moments. So yeah, this is easy to write off. And you turn your attention to this hole in the ground, which was, it's actually pretty cramped with pink crystals because when the God King finally found a seam in the ground he could fill with salt, he was only able to pry it open just enough to slip down. And he's like basically left it filled with jagged crystals behind him. So it's like, how are you going to get through this? It's not as simple like the last one where you just kind of jump down.
I specifically didn't take teleportation spells because they seemed cheap. Instead, I would like to cast a spell of mine, though. I want to cast a 6th level spell called Investiture of Ice.
Oh, yeah. This is a new one from the book that just came out, I believe, isn't it?
No, this was the Elemental Evil Player's Companion. It came out, and I think this was a reprint for it, though.
Oh, okay. So,
Unless
yeah,
we were trying to sell the product. Are we getting a kickback from Wizards? Yeah, this is from the brand new player's guidebook you can pick up right now. Use the code /DiceFunk to get yourself a 2-month free trial or whatever.
No, it's just definitely not from the original player's handbook. It's a very powerful spell. And I want to say, as you're doing this, is Clear trying specifically to do the spell? Because in my mind, she doesn't actually realize everything that's happened so far. Part of the reason all the conduits are like, yeah, I don't know, I just kind of got powerful and it's all kind of a blur is because for them, there isn't a single moment.
Yeah.
It's just like after you're trying to do like Ice Knife or the Snylock Snowball Storm, and you just fucking Ice Age an entire town or something, and you're like, oh, something's changed.
Yeah, well, so the way sorcerers work is like spells are supposed to kind of come to them innately. So I almost imagine it would be something where, I mean, I was about to use this example as fantastical, but it literally just happened. It would be like if you suddenly had new arms. And you just instinctively started to use
weird,
them,
wouldn't it?
like you were scratching your chin with one of your like extra arms. And you're like, "Oh shit, this is kind of new." So I don't think it's a conscious thing. She just like was trying to cast a spell. This came out, and she's like, "Ooh."
Yeah, so you try to use one of your level 6 ice spells to clear this salt out of this hole, and suddenly you do this incredible investiture of ice, which you can read for the audience because it's a really cool spell. I like it a lot. And you just blast a much bigger section of this away.
Yeah, so until this spell ends, ice will cover my body, rhymes my body, as they say. I become immune to cold damage and resistant to fire. I can move across difficult terrain created by ice or snow without, I need to spend extra movement. The ground in a 10-foot radius around me becomes icy and difficult terrain and moves with me. And I can use my action to make a 15-foot cone of freezing wind extend from my outstretched hand and damage creatures that way.
Yeah, so basically you go ice mode. You totally start freezing everything around you, and now you can kind of at will just unleash blasts. You're like Ice Super Saiyan at this point. And Amy like jumps back because, I mean, holy shit. I guess Belle, I should be saying, just gets out of the way.
Whammy,
you suddenly freeze the ground, destroy these crystals. You're going sicko mode on this hole.
I like to think there's just a moment of quiet realization as Clear realizes what she's done. And then she's just very excited. And she's like, all right, come on, I cleared the way.
Yeah, Belle like hesitantly steps back forward and is like, that's a new one.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I'm awesome. Let's go. We have to kill the God King.
Yeah, of course. Let's get up. She is suddenly like, holy shit, I have a ringer. Look at this. And is ready to jump down with you. She grabs like the knife, which I have now just completely internalized these knives as lightsabers.
I mean,
Lightsabers? Why?
it's pretty dope.
In my mind, it's just like the last episode ended with you putting the dagger to your heart and turning it on and just like,
Yeah.
I like the internal logic you've just suggested, Austin. I like this logic you've just suggested that metal is a scarcity and technology is basically unknown. Lightsabers, completely run of the mill. No one bats an eyelid at those.
No, you have to have a rare royal dagger and also be a powerful sorcerer. That's pretty rare.
Yeah, everything about this makes sense. I do enjoy that we had a space season where this didn't come up, but we did a post-apocalyptic season and we were like, here's where lightsabers will be a thing.
They're not literal lightsabers.
No, they're
Gosh,
lightsabers now. I'm going to call it that.
Wasn't that basically Sasha's rapier, though?
Yeah, Sasha had a hard light rapier.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
What do you mean you guess? It existed. I had it.
Yeah.
Can we go back to humming in harmony? Because that was fun.
So Belle like turns on her lightsaber and goes to jump in the hole, and she's like, "Let's go cut the God King's balls off."
I mean, I'm going for the heart or the brain because that's what kills someone, right?
She's already excited and running ahead with a very specific kind of revenge in mind that doesn't seem to line up for who you think this is, but she's gone already. She jumped.
All right, well, go after her. I like to note I'm not turning off the investiture of ice. I want to be like this semi like elemental deity like figure for a while because I imagine like you almost take like a new form when the spell is active.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to come in handy on the next layer, let me say, the fact that you are Super Saiyan Ice right now.
Cool.
We'll get back there in a second.
Dope.
Meanwhile, Corton has gone through some changes. We need to talk about his character sheet, and we're going to have some scenes where he kind of meets with the other party members and trains with his new body and discusses his steez.
Steez?
Conrad, walk me through the character sheet.
What's steez?
Oh, right. So, yeah, Corton has changed a lot. So, Corton is now Vireen. And I have
Like Ben Vireen?
spelled differently. But Ben Vireen is awesome.
All right, and is that what he's telling everybody to call him, or is he secretly Corton to the party and Vireen to anyone who he doesn't want to be Corton to?
Just is Vireen what Corton would want the party to refer to him as when it's just them alone?
No, yeah, probably Vireen would probably just be the best thing going forward.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
You won't mess it up if you only say one thing.
Yep. So yeah, Vireen has 4 arms as a racial characteristic, which is going to provide a second action in a combat round. It also has a heightened agility that, once per rest, provides advantage on an athletics or an acrobatics roll. And racial benefits are coming in to dexterity and strength. I've also completely axed Corton's charisma.
Yeah, so there was a balancing of the scales there, huh? A lot of people are going to be off-put, but you do such good jumps and stabs.
I do good jumps and stabs, and because I've also respect barbarian, I'm going to do a lot of them.
Yeah, and your AC, like, friggin' jumped through the roof. I guess the scales?
Oh, yes, the scales. Well, actually, it's the unarmed defense, or the unarmored defense benefit. Yeah.
Are you joining Vindrass in the untouchable squad?
It's 17. It's not outrageous, but it's pretty high.
Pretty good.
Pretty high. Yeah.
I think from the name alone, we can guess that joining Vindrass in it as much as possible is kind of the angle.
Yeah, that is a lot of the angle. I mean, there's actually other reasons for the name, but that's fine. But so in the respec, I've taken it to 5 levels of barbarian, leaving 1 in bard because I think it's appropriate to leave some of that present and keeping the fighter level that was developed earlier. So now we can perform rage, we can do frenzy on rage, get danger sense, dexterity save advantages, reckless attack, all in there. I've gotten rid of the mull benefits that Corton had previously, and actually reinterpreted one of them for heightened agility. Also, Vireen's race receives dark vision as a benefit.
As a denizen,
Yes.
which I have been spelling Denisan in my notes because I say notes. I just wrote it down for next season because they're going to show up.
Yeah, I went with E-N, but yeah, E-N, A-N, A-N, cool. And, so, lost a lot of spells.
Oh, yeah.
Lost a lot of spells. Back down to only 4 level 1 bard spells. And 2 slots to use. Kept comprehend languages and sleep. New acquisitions are Thunderwave and Featherfall. Of course, Corton doesn't cast spells nearly as well either. So that's just how it be sometimes. But the Groot loot, more valuable as a result. And trying to think if there's anything I'm missing here.
All right, so in the last episode, Vindrass realized the God King knows where you are now, but the castle is some distance away, so you have time to get prepared for an eventual reprisal of killing his halflings, which means the party needs to get Vireen ready to fight. So basically what I want is like 3 scenes here, and we actually have 3 areas, 3 recreation zones to kind of set these in, of the individual party members kind of not training is strong, but just like getting him ready, just being like, how's your magic going? 3 little conversation fights. So if someone wants to claim pool, bowling alley, and tennis court, and just kind of vibe with Vireen, talk about what's happened, you get to be DM for a while.
I want the tennis court.
Okay, Lola Beans on the tennis court. Do you want to? How does?
I don't know why. I just want to like. I want Lola to be like a tennis champion.
Yeah, I mean, so this is gonna be literally you guys. You go to the tennis court, you find rackets and balls that were just left over when
I was thinking like, do we amp it up? Like, do you get a racket for each arm now?
That sounds like fun. Yeah.
All right, so Lola's gonna take Vireen to the tennis court, and the first thing I want to do to help you get used to your arms is it's like a dexterity contest basically,
Okay.
to see if you can catch the quills as fast as I can shoot them at you with like a shield, like a piece of wood, so that you like don't get shot.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, so I guess we're just gonna do our dexterity against each other. So
Okay.
you have 4 arms?
Yeah.
Or 6? 4. Okay, so we'll do 4 of them. Alright, so the first one, I got a 13.
I got 6.
Oh. You're not good at it, huh?
I'm a lot better at it.
Okay, well that one's a 9. Let's see if you can...
18.
Yay! Alright, we got 2 more. We'll see.
Ooh.
23.
15.
Not a complete failure. A 15's pretty good.
That's not that bad.
It's not bad for 20.
And botch.
Botch! I think I shoot you in the arm. One of
Probably.
your arms.
Yeah, probably.
But it's fine. We'll take care of that in a minute. Alright, we got 1 more. And I rolled an 8.
21.
Okay, so, you're not terrible for getting used to your new arms. That's 2 out of 4, which normally isn't great. But again,
Well,
new
if you think
arms.
about it, I succeeded with the old arms. I haven't succeeded with the new arms, and will not tell Denise that you shot an arrow through one of her new arms.
Just in the distance, you hear Denise be like, "I'm monitoring you with magic."
If you think about it, she'll be happy, because then she gets to, like, do more messing with your arm, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, I love this data. This data's making me horny.
No, keep that to yourself, madam. See here that we're doing the training. We're working on the the physicality of it, but that's really important too. Is the brain part and how you treat your team. So I want to take you. We're gonna take a little trip over to the stables or wherever we got all the animals. And
Yeah, you tied the thriller bark up at the crab shack.
Yep, we're going to the crab shack because I want to teach you how I harvest quills from Stewart.
So you want me to make an animal handling check?
Yes, I want you to brush him, and if you do a good job, you can take quills to use as knives.
Okay. I'll try. That's a 16, actually. That's not terrible.
I feel like that's really good.
Yeah, I mean that definitely is like a quiver full of quills that can be launched from the 4 arms, like javelins are
Like a
I think,
tiny javelin, yeah.
the ranged barbarian choice. But yeah, you have like this is gonna make sense to like 6 people, but walking ballista from Magic the Gathering is just like javelin. It's extremely powerful.
And keeping, taking good care of your teammates is very important for staying alive. So, you little helping out. We brush his quills. He, sheds the dead ones. We get to use them for killing things. It's it's how friendships do.
I know we've had our disagreements in the past.
Oh, when you guys thought I was a kidnapper?
But You are a very kind and patient friend, Lola. And one of the things that I'm really hoping for with this change is that I can perhaps start my entire life over.
Aw, shucks. That's real nice. And you know what? If I can help you start things over in a way that makes you happy, I'm glad to help.
Great. So let's forget about the whole kidnapper thing, maybe.
I don't know. I've never even heard the word before. I don't know what a kidnapper is.
Cool.
Wink, wink.
I think there's a moment where Gentleman Bramwell and Vireen are at the bowling alley, and Bramwell is kind of like doing some stretches and says, I believe this was a gladiatorial stadium of executions. I believe this place was used for decapitations, and these severed heads were rolled down alleys as triumphs of conquest.
You're very wise, Bramwell. You've always been very wise.
Thank you. Now tell me, how is your new body treating you?
I mean, it's a bit stiff, and the coordination is taking a little bit of getting used to. Lola has been tremendously helpful, though, I have to say. It really got me a grips with these extra ones.
Now, are you trying to learn to do it better? I've always been a fan of just running straight into it, you know? Getting yourself up to speed, so to speak.
Up to speed? You mean like a foot race?
Not quite. On a roll and attack roll.
Okay.
24.
That's gonna hit.
I don't like to think he's actually trying to do any real damage or anything like that. This is just Bramwell's way of thinking, well, you gotta work out the kinks one way or another.
Okay, so he just applies the gentleman's greeting to Vireen.
Yeah.
All right, so Vireen's gonna take that hit and okay. So not really that much faster. Not
Sorry, old bean. I just assumed the enemies would do it harder than I would.
Oh, they definitely will. That's gonna sting. But, it's gonna sting in 2 shoulders, so that's,
an improvement.
Spreads it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what are you using to fight with in this new form?
Well, I'm used to this sword, and it's served me well, but I have an extra pair of hands, and not much to do with them, if I'm honest.
Interesting. Well, see how this feels in your hands. And Bramwell is going to toss over the murder sign.
Oh, okay. Is that a 2-handed weapon, or what is the...
Yeah, it's a great axe, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, that would work in the 2 hands. Mm-hmm.
It has always felt like it's craved some more savage conflict than I can perhaps give it. Perhaps it would be better served in your hands.
Thank you, Gentleman Bramwell. I'm touched.
Not at all. I'm the one in awe of you. In all my years, I can't fathom the courage it would take to undergo what you have just done.
Well, I had good reasons. Now, with this body, I can perhaps do even more.
You made a great sacrifice for us all, and I do not know quite the words to express how grateful we are.
You're a good man, Bramwell. You've been a fine example to everyone on this voyage of ours.
Yeah, what location have we got left? We've used the tennis courts and the bowling alley. Where we got now?
Swimming pool.
Swimming pool. Swimming pool is really inconvenient from what I planned. I had plans to be.
I want to see Vindrass in like a synchronized swimming cap.
See, I hadn't twigged what the remaining place was. It's like, as long as I'm stood on ground, I have a plan.
You could go somewhere else and then just like chill at the swimming pool after, like literally just get little drinks with little hats and sit poolside and chill and vibe with each other. That'd be sick.
Okay,
With little hats.
if we've got maybe some grass somewhere near the swimming pool that we can first go.
Sure.
I think Vindrass's plan for helping to get used to the new body is training montage focused on multi-limb coordination, because Vindrass knows that's a lot of limbs to get used to. It's hands everywhere.
It's a lot of limbs. Mm-hmm.
So I think Vindrass...
I mean, which one do I use first?
Well, exactly. So I think Vindrass's plan is twofold. I think she wants to have her and Vireen having just a mock fight, nothing particularly serious, just some gentle sparring with one set of hands, and just every now and then throwing a ball back and forth to each other with the other set of hands.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that you guys skipped so many of the boss fights I had prepared for this arc. Literally, the Abbot was a big fight. There was the thing on the 5th floor of the hotel. And then there was Denise if you wanted to beat information out of her. So, like, those were the big encounters of this arc. And you've basically bypassed them all. And you're going to level up after this episode, basically. So the climactic fight of the Absinthia arc can literally be Vindrass and Vireen vibing, like, in a way, if you guys want to actually have a fight.
Oh, that's so cool.
I kind of like the thought of just fight with everything flavored as deliberately non-lethal.
Oh yeah, you can even be in the shallow part of the bay where you're literally constantly being healed. Like, I like that, in Bloodborne, you fight Rom the vacuous spider when you're like standing on the water. It's like almost like it looks like two people walking on water as they duel.
But just every now and then in this fight, we have to stop and take a dexterity is probably the right roll for it to see whether successfully the ball being thrown back and forth occurs.
Did you watch Brian David Gilbert's new...
Oh, the thing about him inventing a new sport, yeah.
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, now you mention it, that is very that, isn't it? Okay.
No, but it's good.
Let's get some initiative going.
Okay.
At 16.
First attack with the sword cane, which wouldn't technically get advantage. She knows it's there. All right, so the sword cane attack, that doesn't get the advantage. I had a 23 on that.
Yeah, 23 is going to hit.
Okay, and then again a 23 with the great axe.
Yep.
And then I get an extra attack with the great axe, and that is 21.
Okay, so all three of those are going to hit. You are off to a good start.
Listen, thrusting into someone, it's a symbol. It's not really an attack.
It's what's that? Is that 42 damage? Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
Dios mio.
Thank goodness we're doing this sparring match in the edges of the healing zone, because Vindrass took a real fucking hit there.
What does this look like? What's this picture? Because Vindrass, your chitin and your shield are nigh impenetrable. You're a real badass. What does this thing look like?
Yeah, I want to hear about this attack that knocks me down like this.
All right, so I sort of the way I picture it happening is Corton draws the sword cane, and obviously knows that that's not surprising. Uses that all the time, and goes for the stab, which does hit. But while she's busy doing that, the other arms take the great axe and just sweep the legs.
I'm gonna say before Vindrass returns with her action, dexterity rolls. Let's see if Corton can catch the ball thrown while using the arms to fight.
12.
16. So Vindrass throws the ball your way, and it just completely goes past you. At which point Vindrass is going to go, good hit. You focused all the arms on the one thing. You're very good at using the arms for the one thing. You've got to be able to separate them. At which point she's going to summon the spiritual weapon and make an attack with the ghost axe baloney.
Ghost baloney.
Oh, 9, that's not going to hit, is it?
That's not gonna hit, no.
Okay, but petition to call it ghost baloney.
Okay, Vindrass misses with the ghost baloney.
Laura, you angel.
Yeah. How you, finding the new body?
Stiff. Which, I mean, you know, used to that, just not the entire body.
I mean, if anyone can,
God.
if anyone can handle being that stiff all over, I'm sure it's you.
I'm sure it'll pass eventually, but actually the feet are weird.
Yeah. Tell me about the feet. How the feet doing?
I mean, have you ever like walked around in a pair of stiletto heels and like you hear the click noise every time your heel goes down?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm barefoot.
Huh.
It's really weird. But I can hang upside down, so that's kind of fun. I mean, the possibilities.
One can scarce imagine.
Oh, you won't have to.
Do you still feel like you?
I feel like me, but without having to take all of the stuff with me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's really why I did this.
Sometimes it's... Sorry, yeah, go on.
I'm not cut out to run a cult. I barely managed to get anything going, and I'm sure I'm gonna screw it up at any point. Now that the thing's rolling, it can do its thing. Corton can be ascendant. In fact, you should make something. You should draw something that shows Corton going off into some celestial... I don't know. You're better at that than I am. You were always better at that.
Oh, don't worry. I've been drafting some options. We have everything ranging from you went off into the desert to go fulfill a mission and you just will never be seen again, right through to you have laser beams coming out of your eyes and you're off to go fight the demons of alternate dimensions. You know, we got a sliding scale.
Sliding scale.
But the other thing that it means is that I don't have to stay there. I don't have to be stuck somewhere, and I don't have to watch you go someday.
You know, I've always been here to support whatever you want to do, and I was here to support the cult because that seemed like what you wanted or needed to do or where you were at, but I'm glad that we can keep traveling together too. I know what it's like to just want to get away from what's expected and just leave some baggage behind. I'm here for whatever that adventure ends up being.
It would have just been another form of slavery in the end. Trapped somewhere I didn't want to be because that seemed like the only way out at the time, and now I can be free.
Trust me, no matter how many times it ends up happening, I am more than willing to just, like, run off into the sunset and start something completely fresh with you whenever. So, like...
Aww. That's okay.
If everything with if Vireen doesn't work out, pick a new name and we'll go somewhere else. We'll keep going until we find whatever's the one that fits.
Well, another body probably won't be as easy to come by, but...
Probably not, but we could put a fancy hat on you and no one will recognize you. It's fine. Right. We're supposed to be training. I want to see... Give me all you've got.
So we're gonna go into a rage. And just since the first attack of the round, I'll declare that these will be reckless attacks.
What does reckless attack do?
Reckless attack gives advantage on all melee attack rolls.
Ooh.
Then now in the subsequent remainder of the round, any received attacks also have advantage. But,
But the first half's really good.
The first half's really good, right? Yeah, it's weird. All of these barbarian abilities have these strange counterbalance things to them. That I don't know that much of a fan of that I am.
Yeah. I like it when it's just powerful and there's no drawbacks.
Right, yeah. Okay. So there we go. 14 damage with the one attack that hits.
What's the flavor of the rage? What happens? Because normally barbarians, when they're rage, they get really angry and start screaming. Is that Vireen? Is Vireen
that's what barbarians normally do, is what I'm saying.
I like to think that he's a seether.
Oh, same.
Can't fight the seether. Oh, sorry.
Is this one of these where, in the anime, your facial expression is just stern rather than angry, but there's a visible aura coming off you?
Yeah, it's like a vibratory anger, rage.
I can
type
feel
thing.
the anger on the little hairs on my arms.
Yeah. It's one of those all the muscles twitch up, real as big as they can, and a very stern expression.
Is that accessing the anger at your past and the old person you used to be? You're obviously not mad at Vindrass.
Right, no, but tapping into that energy, yeah.
Vindrass, after being knocked back a little bit by this, I think looks over and just says, I had that fight with the God King 20 minutes ago, whenever that was. Didn't lay a finger on me. You're doing better than the God King right now, so I think you're doing alright with the new body.
I've always wanted to try juggling.
Oh, juggling's gonna be great. It gives you... Learn to juggle with two hands, and then you've got two hands as a safety net for if you fuck up. It's great.
So after a tough day of training, Vireen learns to control their arms and reflexes more from Lola, learns how to take a hit with their scales from Bramwell, as well as getting the murder sign, and then puts it all together with Vindrass in the bay. I think Vireen is ready to go. Does Vireen feel comfortable in their body enough now to continue the adventure?
Yeah.
All right, then I think since we didn't use the pool as part of the training, that means this arc is going to end on a pool party.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm so glad I didn't.
We can't go to a spring, a resort, and not have a hot springs episode. I'm going to throw fire in the pool.
Invent floaties.
Yeah, the duck floaty survived the fight.
Okay, I don't know whether Vireen would accept this, but I think that Vindrass goes to try and find multiple sets of pool floaties, because that's a whole new body. Swimming's a whole new experience. Here, have 4 sets of pool floaties.
Yeah, he needs extra floaties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a big pool party with all the characters who are here, except for I think the halflings who are still unconscious because they just got extremely badly beaten and then underwent intensive surgery.
Put some fun sunglasses on them and some sunscreen so they don't get
We
hurt.
can weekend at Bernie's them.
Yes!
Just
we'll just put them on a pool chair and just
you put them on the sun
sunscreen them
lounges.
so they get some of that vitamin D, but they don't get burnt.
Yeah. I want you all to describe this pool party to me. I'm just trying to think of the NPCs that are there. Sven goes to the pool
Pickle.
party and
What's Pickle doing? What's Pickle doing?
Pickle's there. Pickle's like in one of those plastic balls, so they're safe.
Oh, the giant hamster balls.
Now, what is Dwayne doing?
Dwayne's not here. Dwayne is not anywhere near here.
But I just want to know,
He's
in
in
a
our
spiritual
hearts, Austin.
sense, what is Dwayne doing right now?
Oh, you'll find out when you get back to the suburbs. Let me tell you, that situation has been developing.
I bet it's something awesome.
You're gonna kill him. He's gonna kill Dwayne.
Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on this fun pool party and not think about what I'm doing to Dwayne off screen.
What are you doing?
Vindrass is using her big jumping legs to get some real good cannonballs going.
I would like a flamingo pool floaty and a drink with a little umbrella.
Oh yeah, there's an entire dress-up montage at the gift shop where you all get cute bathing suits.
Hell yeah.
I always wanted to say Sven, though, when he shows up to the pool party, definitely keeping his shirt on.
Uh-huh.
It's a big mood.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
Denise shows up. I think she has some kind of like way extra pool attire. I don't even know what that, like a steampunk floaty for some reason, like water wings that are belching steam.
Like it has gears for no reason.
Vindrass finds a new swimsuit and has to rip some extra holes in it for the extra arms. Just tear some extra armholes.
I like to think Stuart can swim, and it's cute.
Mm-hmm. All the animals can come if they
doggy
want.
paddles. Oh my God, Sandra! Wait, no, she's not a duck. She's a chicken.
I think a duck would like to. I think a chicken would like to float.
Yeah, we'll put her in a floaty just to be safe.
I think she's like floating through the background of every shot in this scene in this Hot Springs episode of our anime.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, so you all can feel free to add flavor. I just want to have Denise say like, thank you so much for all this data. I'm going to be poring over this for weeks. There's so much here. Sven, I need you to put your little coat on. We're going to have to crunch through this. I need your brain, Sven.
Hey, Denise, you ever thought about just letting Sven be a kid for a while, you know?
What do you mean? He's got the methods train him in sports and math and science. He's doing all kinds of kid activities.
Okay. He's a young man, you know, he's got stuff he want to do. You know, maybe he's got to do all those other things. Maybe give him a break from the data collection, you know? He's a good kid.
Also, I hope when you said you need his brain that you meant that in a metaphorical sense.
Yeah, leave his brain in his head, Denise.
This is very funny. And I was thinking that, like, because of Denise has gotten everything she wanted, she's feeling more, like, magnanimous and maybe, like, gonna spend some more time with Sven. But there is another way this shakes out where it's like maybe she lets him go on an adventure of some kind. I don't know. What do you guys want with this character arc? I don't want to just kind of put it out there.
And Pickle?
I was gonna say,
oh fuck!
have we
Pickle on the boat.
Not in this adventure seen what bringing children along does to the degradation of their innocence.
Yeah, I mean that's also probably a bad idea to like literally take him to where the fighting is gonna happen. But I don't know, drop him off somewhere.
I mean, since even though we kind of established that Denise is not a particularly great mother. The idea that because she gets such a happy thing that she's able to start making some kind of recompense with her son is like a happier ending for me in my mind than us taking him away.
Yeah.
And there just being another broken family in this wasteland.
I like the thought that maybe she somewhat listens and is like, yeah, no, it's fine. Bond with your son.
It's funny because earlier in the season I said my favorite character is Pendergrass, so a lot of people thought he was like my self-insert OC or something, even though I don't really believe anything he believes in. I feel like the Wolfram kids are much closer to my personal experiences.
Sven be you.
Yeah, like Sven has a lot of my personality, like Sabrina, my mom left and my father is abusive and so forth. So it's like I have a lot more invested in these kids. Marcel is like a try-hard who's trying to like accomplish things and keeps fucking up. Amy's so fucking angry all the time.
Usually I am on team take every single NPC we like with us, but Sven must be protected at all costs. I have a lot of love for Sven. I'm like, no, you have a happy life here with your mum and we'll go away. Don't be with us shitbags.
There's no way that this is like, oh, now Denise is a good mom. The end. Like, she still fundamentally sucks in a lot of ways, but I think there's an influence you can have here which puts it on a better path, and I'm curious how that looks. Like, what changes about this place so that Sven is happier here?
I think the biggest thing would be seeing him have some kind of agency, since as it is right now, everything is just, oh, the Neffets will take care of you and they'll bring you food and they'll do that. I like the idea that he's able to create some kind of demand on its own for what he wants.
It's interesting you say that, because I do think giving him more autonomy would be good, and also him spending more time with his mom as an equal as opposed to like a reluctant, would-be subject. Where my brain goes here is something like the party asks to borrow the Mephits, to like take them away, to use them for the revolution, kind of in a way, but that leaves this vacuum where like Sven gets to be more active here in his day-to-day, gets to be his mom's lab assistant, and then not have to just like let these Mephits kind of drag him through life, and then you also get them for the war effort.
Yeah.
I kind of love these assholes, too.
Plus, if Mass Effect 3's taught me anything, our little bar went up by like 4 points because we got Mephits. And they won't be featured in any endgame cinematics, but they're there. Trust us.
Yeah, like, I think the flavor of this is like Denise says something like she wants to keep monitoring Vireen for further, data. Like the monitoring spell, scrying or whatever, like would keep running out and she'd have to keep casting it. It's like a pain in the ass. But she sends Mephits to monitor your progress that would get them out of here and let you basically use them. And also, here's something I want to establish, because I had some people asking, like, how is Corton going to have a whole new species from one infertile male? And that's not what's happening. She's going to keep building them.
Not starting with her son, I'm hoping.
No.
Or at least, okay. I just, there was like a quietness that I was like, is this supposed to be foreboding?
God.
It's like, she won't bore you with the details, but it's like inside the piece of the positive energy plane, there's essentially like infinite healing energy. So she can keep like, putting pieces together that normally wouldn't go together, or like things that like wounds that normally wouldn't heal. And she can take like, splice these genetics together. Like, I have an idea of how the science works, but it doesn't matter. None of you care or understand in character. So it's just like, let her do whatever she's doing. But using this information from monitoring Vireen, she's going to like make hundreds of denizens. And that's the basis of this new species. But this prototype, Vireen, is like important for her getting it all right from here on out. And so also I want to establish something else. You all never said like, we're going to kill your husband. You said we're here to try to find Sabrina's mom, and Bramwell's in the knight armor. So she never questioned that. We never explicitly said like what you guys are all about. So as far as she knows, you're just like a knight who's looking for Sabrina's mom as a favor because like you work for the family. So it's like would be totally normal for you all to just have a detachment of Mephits.
We did have an explicit conversation last episode, I think, about, hey, do you know how we would go about killing your husband if we were going to do so, hypothetically?
But she also likely deals in hypotheticals a lot.
But so that's where my mind is at, is that you all say like, hey, give us your Mephits. We're gonna take them to monitor Vireen, and Sven's gonna step up and be more of an equal and an adult around here and get to choose more things.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm down.
All right. So you all have these Mephits now. You have a small army.
Oh, I love these fuckers.
This is great.
Oh, they're my babies now. Hey, all my asshole children.
Shut up, little nerd.
You shut up, you old nerd.
You're in a pool and I'm made of lightning. You want to fuck around and find out?
Oh, come on. You love it.
I do. I fucking love it.
You love it here. You like the boat? How you like a boat? You ever been on a boat before?
I fly. Why do I need a boat?
Because it looks cool.
I think while you're talking to this lightning Mephit, like a mineral Mephit runs up and just pantses him mid-conversation and runs off.
Do they even wear pants?
Yeah, they're all wearing little swimming trunks.
Oh my god, he just pantsed you. What are you going to do about that?
I don't know. I'm embarrassed. I don't even have any genitalia and I'm embarrassed. This is weird.
It's a shame. You know, he got you.
All right. Does anybody else want to have any pool vignettes?
Okay, well, I was gonna push him into the pool, but let's not push the lightning method into the pool.
Yeah, no, that's great. You push him into the pool. Everyone gets fucking electrocuted, and then Vindrass has to use her black moth shield.
We all die.
It's TPK in the pool party.
I just want to flavour the entire pool party. Vindrass is just very carefully watching the pool, being like, is Vireen in the water? Is Vireen near the water? Is Vireen gonna be okay? There's water. Vireen's not very practiced at swimming. Is Vireen okay? Just sort of, just watching from the side, ready to bleep in like a lifeguard at any moment.
Yeah, Vindrass, are you in a lifeguard uniform?
Now I am.
Aww. Can I push a different method into a pool?
Yeah, we could just assume Lola Beans spends the afternoon pushing methods into the pool.
Only the ones that won't kill us, though.
They're like dickish Pikmin. It's great.
Oh fuck, Dickman.
Yeah, exactly. They're little jerks.
It's a Dickman pool party.
Pikmin pool party.
Yeah, Pikmin are so cute.
Oh.
Hey, the public service announcement. Pikmin 3 is incredible. You probably wrote it off.
I want it so bad. It's so expensive.
You're probably thinking like, oh, wait, I don't need to play Pikmin 3. That's not an essential video game. Wrong. It's so fucking
I need
good.
to play it, and it's so expensive and someday.
Well, Austin, I can't play Pikmin.
But I'll never want to win. Because if you win, you leave, and then they're sad.
I had a panic attack when I was a kid playing Pikmin. Because I didn't get one when I leave on the ship, and you just watch one sad Pikmin run to your ship as it takes off at night, and then the monsters come and get it, and I was like, what the fuck?
God,
You can't do this to me! I didn't know!
That's too much pressure and responsibility.
No, one time Austin showed me the music video where they're singing about how much they're gonna miss you because all they care about is you, and they died for you.
It's like a
It's in
Japanese promotional video they did.
Yeah, but I sobbed for like an hour. That was not okay.
We all agree.
It was not okay.
Oh, do we all have to say what we're doing at this pool party?
Yeah, well, feel free.
I like to think Bramwell is cooking. There's a grill. He's fired that up. He's got a beer. I don't know from where. And he's
the restaurants.
Yeah, he's just sipping on one of those guys, frying up some blobs of stuff.
What does your apron say?
You're cooking some blobs of stuff.
It's just a classic kiss the cook, but it's got like a little mustache at the bottom of it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
All right. I love this. This is a great time we're having here. Anyway, Clear.
Does she need a floaty?
So, Clear, you drop in a hole from one layer to the other under the ground. You are wreathed in ice, rhymed in ice, as the book loves to say. That's one of those fantasy words that they love to bust out, rhyme, like Eldritch.
Rhyme of the Frost Maiden, baby.
Yeah. And you drop down. It's actually not as far as the earlier ones. And you hit the ground with a softness that you weren't expecting. Like the ground has a considerable give under you. And it's almost like spongy.
Oh, boing boing.
Boing boing. But there is, so it's funny because I was going to be like, there's an oppressive heat on this layer, but you as an investiture of ice gives you resistance to fire, so you actually are totally fine. And Belle is invigorated by it, so the heat that's on this layer is just crashes against your ice shield futilely, and for her it flows into her like sweet healing. And you all look around where you found yourself, which is on this layer where the ground is a kind of strange spongy quality, and there is this smell like iron in the air.
Sounds terrible. It all sounds terrible.
Yeah. And the
spongy. Oh.
Yeah. Why don't you roll something to figure out exactly what's going on before I say any more?
I got a big old 2 there, buddy.
Oh, terrible. So the ground is this weird spongy stuff. There's like things sticking out of it that don't quite look like plants. With a 2, you really can't put your finger on why they're strange. They're just like strange. They're just like jutting black structures. Some of them about as tall as a person. Some of them like half as tall. The air smells like metal. And there's this heat coming off as you start trudging. Ahead of you and just next to you, Bella's just like, I kind of like this place. Feels good.
It's not the bottom, so we have to keep going.
Yeah, of course, but there's no reason we can't enjoy some of this.
Enjoy what?
I'm just enjoying being out in the fresh air. It's been she's like trying to think of like, actually, Amy spent a lot of time in the fresh air. She's like, it's just been a little bit since I got to stretch my legs.
You were just complaining earlier about how tired you were.
Oh, I feel much better now.
Well, why don't you use some of that renewed energy to find the next way down?
Yeah, okay. So you rolled a 2, so there's not much that Claire can do besides being a really cool ice sorceress right now. I think Belle kind of runs ahead and begins checking the ground for holes, and this kind of goes on for a while with this bad roll without much success. And eventually she just says, "What do you say we just shoot a hole in the ground and see what happens, like we did in the lily field?"
I mean,
I like her.
I guess.
All right, yeah. Do you want to cast a spell, or you just want to use your investiture?
Yeah, I'll use my investiture to shoot a cone of freezing wind at the floor and try to break my way through it that way.
Yeah, so you have all this ice like rippling around you. It's on your skin. It's radiating out from you, and you focus it into a cone and just begin slowly eating away at the ground. And as you burst through this first layer of what what seems to you as the ground, the dirt, the earth, it starts bleeding quite badly.
Oh,
because
I don't like that.
Because what the ground is flesh, and the thing sticking out of it is not plants. It's stray hair.
More flesh?
So yeah, you start carving through the ground, and it starts shuddering and bleeding. Clear. Bet you wish you were at a pool party now, huh?
Sucks to suck, fucking ground, but you should have been an open hole.
You should have been a hole. That'll teach you to not be a hole.
Not my problem, buddy. Buster.
Yeah, I think Belle looks around as this starts happening, and she's like, should we be doing that?
Do you have a better idea?
No, it's just the ground usually doesn't bleed when you cut into it.
Well, there's been a lot of weird things in this tunnel so far, so what's to say this isn't just how it's supposed to be?
As you say that, there is a low, guttural growl from behind you, and something begins kind of picking itself up off the ground in the distance. It's hard to see because it's kind of covered in, I want to say, like rotten flesh and maybe maggots. We know Lauren loves maggots.
Love them.
But what begins kind of crawling towards you is a skeleton of a large creature with these non-humanoid skulls. They're like mammalian skulls with like long, sharp teeth, but not quite humanoid. And then the body seems to be severed at like the waist, so it's just crawling towards you on 2 skeletal arms, dragging its like upper torso.
And looks like it's coming at us.
Oh yeah. Maybe roll religion at this point, actually.
I don't like any of these things you're saying with your mouth.
Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome.
I got a 5.
Okay, with a roll that bad, what I'm actually gonna say is that you were like stuck thinking. You were just like, I don't know what's happening. The ground is flesh, it's bleeding. There's a skeleton coming towards me, and you just kind of freeze up. And what we actually do is we enter combat. Is how that bad roll shakes out.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
It's a lot of flesh.
Yeah, we like
love
it.
Flesh this season. No, you know I hate it.
14.
Flesh and maggots.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make a
20.
That's good noise about maggots.
Nice. All right. So with a 5 on your religion roll, you don't put your thoughts together in time to stay out of combat. With a 20 on your initiative, you do pull yourself together before it gets to you. So you go first. There's this. I'm just gonna say this is like a demonic skeleton comes towards you. What do you do?
I don't want to get rid of my investiture of ice. So instead of doing anything else, I'll use my action to cast my cone on it.
Oh yeah.
So it needs to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. All right, and it actually gets advantage. Oh, still only a 12. Get wrecked.
That's a fail. Nerd skeleton.
Owned. Take that, skeleton.
So it's going to be 11 cold damage.
All right. So you gather up some of this ice that's swirling around you, and you generate a nice cone and shoot it at this thing as it comes towards you. And it definitely hits it. You see it knock off some of the rotten flesh of the upper half of this creature. And as it gets closer, you can see it's pulling itself on these two kind of skeletal arms. But you see it doesn't have hands. But it also doesn't seem like it ever had hands. Whatever was above its wrists was like cartilaginous and has rotted away.
Why?
Good question. So
why do you do this to us?
You're welcome. The two heads open their mouths, just full of stinking, rotting breath and cracked black teeth, and it tries to bite you and Belle. So here comes an attack for you. That's a botch.
Nice.
Yeah, you're a miss, actually.
All right, so you tell me, like, maybe you two do this together. You and Belle, describe to me how you take on this giant demonic skeleton as it tries to crunch down on you. I'm giving you basically like a free action.
In my mind, what I want to happen here is we look towards each other and we do that anime head nod thing, and we both leap out of the way, and then we charge up our respective element to Kamehameha it in the face with our respective element.
Yeah, so another investiture cone.
Yeah,
and it will do double damage for Amy, or for Belle doing her own Ash version.
24.
Nice. So you've done 35 total to it now. You've cracked some of its skull. And here's the thing, is that you're each on either side of it firing at the two heads on the skeleton. And it seems to want to go after both of you, but can't. And so it begins reaching up with its two arms, which are like stumps at the wrist, and like trying to punch itself. One, like the right hand is punching the left head, and the left hand is punching the right head. So it's actually going to attack itself. 21.
What an idiot!
12 damage as it punches its own head with its skeletal stumps.
What a fucking nerd.
It's gotten all crossed over and switch wobbled. Oh, it's the Demogorgon.
Ooh, look at me. I'm Chris. I've read the D&D books.
I'm gonna punch the Demogorgon.
All right, Chris, roll to attack the skeleton of the Demogorgon. Killjoy.
I'm sorry, I attacked the mysterious skeleton, of which origins I'm still confused and in awe of. I'm going to cast Cone of Cold on it.
Hell yeah, get him.
All right, so you keep your investiture, but you're going to spend a spell slot?
Yep.
All right, and I have to make a con save.
Constitution, my boy.
11. Bad. Yeah, the skeleton seems to be only a shadow of itself that it was in life however many eons ago. It's just the skeleton was left down here wherever it is, and it just has this glimmer of unlife left within its rotten old bones.
So that is going to be... I'm going to choose to spend a sorcery point to reroll the 1/1 I have in there. So that's going to be 44 damage.
Yikes. Incredible, yeah.
On bikes. And then I'll use my bonus action to command Amy to attack.
Oh, all right, yeah. Roll the investiture, because she's just doing an Ash version of that.
Another 9 damage.
All right, yeah, so it's this thing actually has a lot of health, so it's not quite done. But you like freeze one head, and Belle just completely swamps the other one in burning ash, and it's just making a groan like just like a huge zombie as it tries to just throw itself on you. Dexterity saving throw as this mnemonic skeleton just tries to throw its rotten body on top of your 10-year-old body.
I was phrased in a way.
9.
That's not going to do it.
Okay. I mean, I face the consequences.
Thank you, Chris, for being an adult about it.
Yeah. But what if I rolled with advantage? Because I'm a 10-year-old, so I'm so small. So he has to kind of throw it at a small target.
13 damage. I think
Like hitting an ant with a basketball. When you think about it.
Yeah, it like throws itself on top of you, and you get hit. Like you go between its ribs, but there's like rotten flesh hanging between them that slams into you, and your body tears through it. So you aren't like absolutely flattened, but you take the blunt force damage of being like pressed through that rotten flesh, and then you're inside its body.
Ooh, well, that's a good place to be in my book.
Yeah,
Because now I'm going to create a dagger of ice, and I'm going to throw an ice knife inside of it and let all the shards just shoot across it. So I'm going to cast this one at 3rd level. 16.
that actually does hit. Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, Demogorgon. I mean, the mystery monster.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll take 8 damage, and then it'll take an additional big old chunk of damage afterwards.
Uh-oh.
It's not that much. An extra 9, so 17 damage total.
That's enough. Paint me a picture. You're inside the rotten skeleton of what was once the demon lord Demogorgon, and over the centuries has just become a kind of aimless skeleton. What do you do?
So I like to see there's a moment I'm inside of it, and Clear's going to create her ice knife. We've seen it before. But then she keeps channeling power into it, and it gets larger and larger until she's basically throwing like a katana-sized dagger of ice at this thing, and it just explodes, and shards are just ricocheting across all of the bones, just going in and out, just piercing right through this thing. And then it starts crumbling to pieces. And as it goes down, it's like, oh, I'm so lame! And then it dies.
Yeah, you pinball ice knives off the inside of its body until it is torn apart. And then you just stroll out of the wreckage of its corpse to Belle, who's standing there a little aghast at your power. And she says, wow, I guess you just don't need sleep, huh?
Oh no.
I gotta feel stronger, so, I think it's working.
I was thinking that if we get to the bottom and it's like a big sword, that as the oldest sister, it would be my kind of job to wield it. Are we going to have a problem?
If it's a weapon that'll kill the God King, then whatever it needs to be done. I just need to get it. If you want to hold it or whatever.
Listen, this man has to pay. I'm not precious about holding the sword or whatever, but I still feel like I have to sleep at some point, and I guess you don't.
Sleep's for the weak. Let's get going.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to the bleeding wound in the ground and start investituring it. Again, that lasts for like, what, one... It's not for like hours and hours, right?
Yeah, it's a 10-minute thing.
Okay, yeah. So let's say you spend the rest of the 10 minutes just ripping through the ground, and while that's happening, sorry.
Okay, so how many episodes has it been since we talked about the visible disgust bird?
That was the flesh shaft when we talked about the visible disgust bird.
That's been my face all night.
Mm-hmm. Listen. Yeah. So because you rolled so bad on religion, you don't realize that you're standing in what used to be the afterlife. Like the afterlife is now the gray, which is this world of ghosts, but it used to be a bad flesh time.
Oh,
Yeah.
bad flesh time.
Now there's just chunks of viscera and gore just shooting into the sky. It's a party.
You're doing that, and I think at a certain point, Belle like stops even trying to help. She's just like sitting on the edge of the bleeding wound, watching you do this, and just being really impressed. And she says, if there's things like this out in the world, and she gestures to the shredded skeleton, she says, you can see how someone could get to the God King's point of view, right? That people need to be kept in line with force because the world is wild.
What are you talking about? This was all the way underground. And we killed it.
Yeah, but things under the ground don't have to stay there forever. And there's other countries up just outside of Wormwood, just over the ridge at the end of the flats. There's an entire world out there too.
And the alternative is to oppress all of your people and keep giving birth to kids and abandon them when they don't become what you want them to be?
No, I'm not saying that it's a good... look, he's a bastard and I want his fucking balls in a jar. I'm saying that you see how someone gets there, though. That the world is scary and sometimes you have to do bad things, right?
I don't want to understand his viewpoint. I want to kill him. I don't care if he's ever had one good thought in his stupid head.
Well, I guess I'm jealous of you then. You've never had to make a hard choice and do something you're not sure about and rationalize it later. Sorry for having feelings.
Okay, daughter body stealer.
Look, she's trying to work through some stuff,
What?
Lauren.
Dog! No, you lose all credibility when you steal your daughter's body.
All right, jump into the show and tell her that, Lauren Morgan, human person.
Hello, it is me. I'm in a flesh land now.
All of the universes collapsed in and became one. There's got to be like an intersection point where
How
Lauren
did I
can
get
show up.
here? I took a wrong turn somewhere.
Yeah, that would be so self-indulgent if she busts through the next layer, you drop down and you're in Lauren's house.
I assume that was the joke.
Austin, you're the DM. It could happen.
No, I'm not going to pull a Stephen King and have my characters run into me.
You have that power.
Which one was that? Was that Dark Tower?
I mean, it happened in a couple, but yeah, Dark Tower is where it really got bad because he got in a car accident in real life, and so he wrote the guy in. It's a whole thing.
That makes you sad.
Yeah.
All right, do I slash my way or blast my way through this flesh worm thing or what's going on?
Flesh worm? Is that what you said?
Yeah, flesh worm,
That's a fun
whatever
word
this
for
is.
penis, huh? Flesh worm?
Yeah, you use the last of your investiture to rip through the floor of this abyss, and there is below you another tunnel, and, Belle goes ahead and jumps in.
How fleshy is it?
Oh, I do all the work, and then she pushes ahead of me and goes past?
Absolutely.
God,
What
she's
a fucking
insufferable.
smelly pirate hooker. All right, I'll go down.
Yep, you jump down and you land in something very similar to the parking lot outside of the mall. You recognize asphalt is what I'm saying. And you're like, oh, this stuff again, weird. And you look around and there is just a desert in most directions except for this building in front of you, which has a chain link fence with a bunch of warning signs and languages that I don't think you speak. You don't speak Celestial or Infernal, do you?
No, is this? Oh, what is it? Is this Centuries of Eternity?
I don't know what that means.
That was like a documentary about like a nuclear zone, and they had to figure out how to create, like, how to actually communicate to people like 10,000 years into the future. Don't go into this area because they have no idea what like language will be at that point.
Holy fucking shit, dude. You just hit that full court shot. That's literally what's happening.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, Chris. You're so good at
Chris,
this.
How are you so smart, Chris?
Must be nice.
Got that big brain.
Uh-huh.
Claire, do you want to roll something to catch up to Chris, who realized you've landed in front of a nuclear power plant?
Yeah, I guess I'll roll. Holy shit. Are we about to find nukes?
Nukes. He was afraid of nukes the whole time.
Oh shit. I want to
It was
nuke
the
the God
nukes.
King. All right.
Nuke
Hold
the
on.
God
Where is
King,
it?
yeah.
What would I roll? Intelligence?
History.
Intelligence.
I got a 10. That's pretty good.
No, it's good enough to know that the signs mean danger, but not why. And you're like, yeah, I just beat up the skeleton of the Demogorgon. I'm actually fine.
You're like, I'm sure it's very scary.
Yeah, what do you do about this measly chain link fence that bars your path into this nuclear facility?
I'm just going to cut it apart. I'm just going to take out my lightsaber, vwing, walk through my new hole.
Do you all want to make the lightsaber noise as Belle and Claire cut through the fence?
Shoom. I don't know if any of that was lightsaber noise. Shoom.
All right, shoom is very good.
Shoom.
That sounds like a Jewish holiday.
It sounds like Sanrio's like new mushroom character.
Shoom, the mushroom friend from Sanrio.
It's like Gudetama, but mushroom.
All right, so that's where we're going to leave Claire, is breaking into a nuclear facility.
I wonder if it's the bad idea.
Nuke 'em. Nuke 'em all.
Wolfpack, anything else you want to do before you leave the resort? Because the Mephits are on board, the Halflings are on board, Sven has donned his little lab coat, and he's going to help his mom crunch the numbers, and they're going to have a slightly better relationship, although it's not fixed, ideally, but they're going to go do some stuff together.
I just want to teach them methods how to help take care of the horses.
Yeah, I think any efforts to get them to do chores inevitably results in them fighting each other, but they probably make a little bit of progress before they come to blows.
Yay!
But once you're ready, the thriller bark gets back on the flats and goes back to the suburbs.
Cool. I love the suburbs.
I think Vindrass is good to go.
Yep.
It's a pretty uneventful and short trip. This was like a premier destination for the rich and powerful in Wormwood before everyone realized that swimming in the healing waters gave you super mega cancer, and people would stay in the suburbs and kind of just chill out here all the time. So there's not much to say as far as the journey, but I think at some point you hear one of the halflings calling from the hold. They have woken up and they're like, "Hey, everything hurts. Where am I? What's happening?"
Hello. Hey, buddy. Which one's talking?
Yeah, that's I'm gonna say that's Regret. Worry had brain surgery, so they're gonna be gone for a much longer time. And I don't want to kind of destroy the mystique of Dr. Smooth, who I don't think should have any dialogue. They should just be this imposing person in a shake outfit and just this mascot outfit forever and never. It's like Boba Fett. Like once you started giving him a personality, he became less cool.
Oh, okay. Dr. Smooth is Regret?
Huh? No, Dr. Smooth is covetousness.
Covetousness. Okay.
Regret was the one who was decapitated by Bramwell.
Oh, okay. Dr. Smooth.
So they just have like this ring of scars around their neck, where the crystal like pulled their head back on, but now the crystals are out, and they're just a person with this kind of ring scar around their neck. And
how does your neck feel?
Sore? Oh gosh, why am I wearing sunglasses?
We were having a pool party, and we thought you guys might enjoy some time lounging in the fresh air. But I didn't want your corneas to burn, so I put sunglasses on, y'all.
So you weekend at Bernie's us?
I don't know what a Bernie is.
Does Weekend at Bernie's exist in this universe?
I have actually seen that movie.
In this universe, it's not a film. It's a classic novel that I think everyone is taught in school.
It's like Shakespeare and Mark Twain.
The film adaptation starring John Larroquette actually came out in this universe as opposed to the one we're still waiting. Anyway, I just want to see John Larroquette be dead.
It's 2 weeks at Bernard's.
2 weeks at Bernard's. Oh, that's good.
2 weeks at Bernard's.
I think the party comes down here and can kind of can talk with this character who has a lot of questions and is like, "Where are my friends? Where are you taking me? What's happening?"
So we did kill some halflings. Sorry. Maybe? We got you. Dr. Smooth. We had Dr. Smooth and we got Worry, right? That's it.
Yeah. And then Effort is waiting for you in the suburbs. So I think Regret sees them and like not heaving, kind of sobbing, but is like quietly crying.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
I just don't know what else we were supposed to do. Hope said that if we captured you all, the God King would give us everything back. I just don't know. I'm sorry. I fucked up so bad.
Listen, we've all fucked up pretty bad. Me, many times. You know, it's not like there's a textbook out there to understand what we're supposed to do in these situations. I understand where you were coming from, and I also fucked up real bad, and I'm sorry about my fuckage.
Did you say your fuckage?
Yes.
Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome.
Do you want to roll something to console Regret? Who, by their very nature, is difficult to console, in case you haven't picked up on that.
What do I roll?
I mean, persuasion?
Give them a reassuring and not at all patronizing. Oh my god, I crit!
God damn, Lola Beans.
Little Beans. Give them a little pat. We're okay now.
I mean, with a crit, you direct not only the scene but kind of the fates of these characters. What do you see the halflings doing? Like, what is their? You're gonna kind of help them start a new life, right? Because if you were gonna kill them, you could have just killed them. But like, you're not just gonna throw them back out into the flats, right? Where are they going? What's up with them? This is your kind of time to help.
Well, I was thinking, maybe if y'all wanted to come and do some fighting with us, you're more than welcome to. But I imagine after all the shit you've been through, probably want to do some relaxing. I don't know if y'all are into crafts. There's a lovely group of ladies and gentlemen over here at the suburb place that we're in, whose name I remember, Absinthia, right?
Absinthia, yeah.
Absinthia, So, maybe this might be somewhere you want to, put down some roots. There's also Harp City. I could take you there, and you can do crimes if you want. I don't really know much what else is going on in Harp City. I only really pay attention to the crime.
So that's funny that you say that, because I think you've hit on a dichotomy here, which is leaving them in Absinthia means basically having them sucked into the path of the joining cult, which is, let's say, problematic. Maybe it's good. Some people, I don't want to say some people like need a cult structure. That's kind of weird.
Also, like, does everyone who is in Absinthia have to be in the cult? Have we successfully overtaken the whole place, or is there like, hey, the cult are here, but you can't just hang out in the area?
That's a great question, Vindrass, and we will get there when we arrive. So keep that question in mind. But for
well, I don't think it'd be very healthy for worry to come into battle.
No, I mean, all these people just had major surgery. I don't think any of them are going to be fighting fit in time for the final boss, but...
You know what? What if we set him up with the mouse doctors?
Yeah, that could be an option. Do you want to send them off to Harp City to have them, like, volunteer in the clinic?
Yeah, and then the doctors can, keep track of, like, their healing progress, too.
And they will certainly be far away from wherever the God King is rampaging soon.
Yeah, please. These poor people need a break.
But yeah, regret. So with a crit, like, this is 100% successful. Like, obviously they're still extremely sad and fucked up about what's happened to them in their life. But they hear you offer this and genuinely accept that this is probably best for them. You save their life, and you're like, here is where you can go.
Sorry for shooting you so many times. Not my finest moment.
A thing Regret says in kind of exchange for this help and so forth is that, the halflings weren't always like this. I think Everett has already said this, but I don't know that you all have internalized this. The halflings weren't always like this. They used to be like a really chill community of just like, I mean, Tolkien-esque halflings, just vibing and smoking.
And then all of their potential was taken away.
Hobbits?
Absolutely. The God King basically colonized their place and drained their potential, which left them the way that halflings are in Dark Sun. Instead of it just being like an edgy change of pace, there's like a narrative backstory to why they're like this. And so what he asks of you is, can you get the potential of the halflings back from their colonizer?
I do not know how scientifically, mechanically I'd be able to do that, but I will do my damnedest to try.
We are not opposed to it, but, like, we don't know whether... Would murdering the God King, like, unleash it all? We don't know.
You don't know. That's exactly what Regret is asking you to, like, as a take on this side quest.
I'm down. Okay, I'm. You know what? I will try to do that for you. Also, because it's that guy sucks.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Regret says.
Now, and helping out the moth doctors, helping out the revolution in a small way. And they can help monitor your progress. Maybe y'all can, like, do therapy. There's 3 halflings that y'all gonna be hanging out. That's, like, enough for group therapy.
So you reassure Regret, and I think that went about as well as the halfling.
We didn't kill all of them!
In the distance, you see the suburbs, and it's a gated community, so there's people outside who are, have to see you coming back. And when you do, you see So the Path of the Joining has a symbol. We've discussed it before. Conrad drew it once. It's a kind of a stylized genital situation.
It's classy.
It's very classy. But basically, you see that there's some like symbolism. Like there are flags put up of this. Some of these people have like little patches. Like while you were gone, things have been progressing here.
They seemed intense.
Well, you roll up to the gates, and a Terek guard greets you and says, like, "Oh, welcome back. Is Father Corton aboard? Can we see the prophet?"
Just go look at Vindrass.
When we talked about this before, was it Ascension was the sort of way that Vireen was going to pitch this, that Corton had ascended?
Yeah, something of that nature had, gone on to, some, other place to spread love but no longer on this earth, like another realm.
He's ascended.
Yes. Okay. I think Vindrass will put it this way. Look, there will be a time to get into the proper details on this, to celebrate and to commiserate and to feel the many things that we're going to feel. Corton has moved on because there are other parts of existence that require his help more than us. He has spread his message, and he has found followers, and he has found people who are able to carry his word. And there are places that don't have his word yet that need him more. So,
all right, Vindrass, roll deception.
Oh, deception. Do I get any kind of advantage because of goodwill that we already have with this lot?
Sure. Okay. The people know you.
Yeah.
You're the prophet's artist, at least.
The people.
If not, the Peter or Paul figure in this faith.
Oh, Do I have any way to give myself any kind of bonus on this?
Yes, you do. Vireen can give you a point of bardic, or a d6 of bardic inspiration.
Please do?
Alright, so it's a 13?
Yeah, 13 is not great, but it's above average.
Yeah, so I think the way I'm visualizing this is Vindrass, you're giving this speech about Corton ascending, and the guard looks skeptical and like on edge, and then behind you, Vireen, you have the lute, right, with the little face on it, the very powerful magical one. Do you just give it a little cheeky strum, and Vindrass's speech just becomes magically slightly more convincing?
Yeah.
All right, you just give it a little sneaky pluck, and the guard, rather than raising an alarm, says, "Oh wow, this is going to change everything. We have to take you to the occluded father right away."
The who?
Yeah.
Have
the
we-
occluded father?
Have we heard anything about the occluded father before?
The who?
Uh-oh.
While you were gone, some things have changed.
It seems that way.
Oh my god. Are we gonna have to, Jesus up in there and flip tables?
So the gates open, and you're allowed to park the Thriller Bark, but Terek come out.
Bark.
Huh?
I said park.
Bark. But Terek come out with spears, guards of this place, and they're escorting you, not threateningly, but with authority, to one of the houses in this place, which has undergone some radical changes. It's covered in knockoff Vindrass art, people trying to bite your style. And it's they have took out the boring glass windows and try to put in stained glass ones. It's all very slapdash. You were only gone for a week, but they're trying to kick this up to the next level, and they've made a little temple out of someone's suburban house.
Oh wow.
And you were led inside, and you can immediately hear people chanting and praying around this inside this house.
Uh-oh.
And you are led into the dining room with a long table, which has seated the inner sewing circle, the leaders of the Path of the Joining, including Weaver, Staples, Young, Effort, and Zur.
And Dwayne.
No, you actually don't see Dwayne.
Where's the Bumble Sloth then?
And at the head of the
Austin,
table,
did you kill the sloth? You would never.
and at the head of the table is the person who has kind of filled the leadership vacuum in Corton's absence. Who else but Corton Jr.?
Oh my god, that's not what I was expecting. Holy shit. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's someone we've got to get under
Uh-oh.
control.
Uh-oh.